What's good, family? Melvin here from Hustle's Journey. Look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you today. There was a time when I woke up every morning staring at the same four walls, feeling like life was on pause while everyone else's was on fast forward. After prison, I felt stuck, lost, like the world had moved on without me. Maybe you're not coming from prison, but I know that feeling of being completely unmotivated hits all of us at some point. When you're a single parent trying to make ends meet, when you've lost a job or relationship, when you're starting over from scratch and everything feels overwhelming. That feeling when you look around and wonder, what's even the point? Where you're just going through the motions, surviving but not really living. But here's what I discovered the hard way. That feeling isn't your final destination. It's just a chapter. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to turn the page and start writing the life you actually wanna live. See, motivation isn't something you're either born with or not. It's not something that magical, successful people just have. Motivation is a skill you can build. A muscle you can straighten. And I'm living proof that no matter how far down you've been, you can find that fire again. In this video, we're going deep on how to reconnect with your purpose when life has knocked you down. I'm talking real strategies that worked for me after boot camp when I was around 300 pounds, feeling lost and missing my son's milestones. This isn't theory, this is what actually works when you're starting from zero. See, motivation isn't some magical feeling that either shows up or doesn't. That's the biggest lie they sell you. Motivation is something you build brick by brick, day by day. When I first got out, I had nothing but time and a whole lot of doubts. Society tells returning citizens that our options are limited, that our past defines our future. Single parents get told they have to choose between their dreams and their kids. People starting over get told they've missed their chance. But I learned something powerful. Your purpose doesn't care about your past. Your purpose is patient. It's been waiting for you to find out. Let me break down what actually works to rebuild your motivation when life has knocked you flat. First, understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Most people think you need motivation to get started. That's backwards. You need to start to get motivated. I learned this in boot camp. There were days I didn't want to do anything, didn't feel like pushing forward, but the structure forced me to take action regardless how I felt. And something crazy happened. After I got moving, the motivation would show up. This applies to everything. You don't feel like working out? Put on your gym clothes and just walk 5 minutes. Don't feel like working on your side hustle? Open your laptop and work for just 10 minutes. The motivation will catch up with your actions. That's just how our brains are wired. Second, your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. The people around you, the content you consume, the spaces you occupy, they're either lifting you up or dragging you down. After I got out, I had to make painful choices about who I spent time with. Some of my old friends, people I genuinely cared about, were stuck in patterns that would have pulled me back down. I had to distance myself, had to be intentional about finding people who were where I wanted to be. Your mind is like soil. It will grow whatever seeds you plant in it. If you're consuming negative content surrounded by doubt, living in spaces that remind you of your lowest points, those are the seeds you're planting. Change your environment, change your mind. And third, this is crucial. Finding your purpose isn't about some grand revelation. It's about paying attention to what actually brings you alive. Too many people are waiting for this lightning bolt moment where their purpose is revealed. That's not how it works. Purpose is discovered through action, through trying things, through paying attention to what energizes you versus what drains you. When I first started looking for ways to make money online, I tried everything. Some things felt like pure struggle, but other things, like sharing my story and teaching skills I learned, those lit me up. I lose track of time. That's how I knew I was on the right track. Fourth, and listen closely, purpose often grows from your deepest pain points. The things that hurt you the most can become your greatest gifts to others. I remember my turning point. I was 3 months out, working a job I hated, feeling that same emptiness I felt inside. Then I connected with an old friend who transformed his life after facing similar struggles. He told me something I'll never forget. Your biggest pain points are pointing directly to your purpose. That hit me like a ton of bricks. All those struggles, those dark nights of doubt, they weren't just obstacles, they were preparation. They were giving me the exact experience I needed to help others navigate their own darkness. Let me take you back to one of my lowest moments. I missed my son's first birthday because I was locked up. That pain cut deeper than anything. Knowing I was missing those irreplaceable moments. I promised myself that if I got another chance, I wouldn't waste it. But when I got out, really hit hard. I had a record that made finding work difficult and felt like I was constantly playing catch up with life. Although I went back to my 9-to-5, my old 9-to-5, that didn't last long. Some days I couldn't even look in the mirror. The motivation to change just wasn't there. The change didn't happen overnight. It started with small decisions. Choosing to walk 10 minutes a day. Reading books about business instead of watching TV. Setting aside $5 a week for my future when I barely had enough to eat. Those tiny actions build momentum. And here's what I need you to understand. Motivation isn't the spark that starts the fire. Motivation is the fire that builds after you strike the match. That's when I started Hustle's journey. Not because I had it all figured out, but because I knew others were walking the same path, feeling just as lost. And something amazing happened. As I focused on helping others find their way, I found mine. That feeling of purpose is like nothing else. It's waking up with direction. It's knowing that your struggles weren't wasted. It's turning your pain into someone else's hope. And I want that for you. Let me break down the 5 mindset shifts that helped me reconnect with my purpose when I felt completely lost. Number 1, embrace the reset button. Sometimes hitting rock bottom is the best thing that can happen to you. It strips away everything that isn't working and forces you to rebuild with intention. Your past doesn't determine your future unless you let it. When I was in boot camp, I realized I'd been given a reset button on life. Yes, I had to face consequences for my actions, but I also had a chance to completely reimagine who I wanted to be. That's powerful. And whether you're coming from incarceration, divorce, job loss, or any other major life disruption, you have that same opportunity. Number 2, get comfortable with discomfort. Growth and comfort cannot coexist, period. The path to finding your purpose will push you outside your comfort zone. That's not a bug, it's a feature. When I started sharing my story online, I was terrified. What would people think? Would they judge me? But I pushed through that discomfort because I knew someone needed to hear exactly what I had to say. The things that make you most uncomfortable often lead directly to your purpose. Number 3, focus on service, not success. When you're feeling lost, the fastest way to find yourself is to help someone else. This isn't just feel-good advice. It's practical psychology. The times I felt most motivated weren't when I was chasing money. They were when I received messages from single parents who used my strategies to create income from home. From formerly incarcerated individuals who found hope in my journey. When you serve others, purpose finds you. Number 4, Redefine failure. Most people quit right before the breakthrough because they see failure as the end. But failure is just feedback. It's data. It's the universe showing you what doesn't work so you can find what does. I failed at my first 3 online business attempts. Complete failures. But each one taught me something critical that I use in my business today. Don't run from failure. Mine it for wisdom. Number 5, practice radical accountability. Blaming others feel good in the moment, but keeps you stuck forever. Taking 100% responsibility for your life, even for things that aren't your fault, gives you the power to change them. When I first got out, it was easy to blame the system, blame my circumstances, blame my past, but that mindset kept me stuck. The day I decided that my future was my responsibility, regardless of the hand I'd been dealt, was the day everything started to change. Now, let me be clear. Finding your purpose isn't a one-time event. It evolves. My purpose today looks different than it did 2 years ago, and that's okay. The important thing is to stay connected to what lights you up and serve others. Let me give you a framework that helped me and might help you too. I call it the purpose finding framework. It's 3 simple questions. Number 1, what makes you angry about the world? Not petty stuff, but real injustice. Number 2, what skills or knowledge do you have, even if you think they're basic? Number 3, who can benefit from those skills or that knowledge? The intersection of those 3 questions often points directly to your purpose. For me, I was angry about how hard it is for formerly incarcerated people to rebuild their lives. I had knowledge about online business and resilience from my own journey, and I knew others in similar situations could benefit from that knowledge. Boom, Hustle's journey was born. Now, let me get practical. Here's what I need you to do. Starting today. Number 1, take the 30-day momentum challenge. For the next month, I want you to identify one small action that moves you closer to your goals each day. It doesn't matter how small, what matters is consistency. Remember, action comes before motivation. Track these daily wins in a journal or your phone. After 30 days, look back and see how far you come. The momentum will shock you. Number 2, create your personal board of directors. Find 3 to 5 people who believe in you and understand your vision. If you don't have those people yet, use books, podcasts, and online communities like this one until you build those relationships. Meet with your board on a regular to stay accountable. Being a single parent or starting over can be isolating. Don't try to do this alone. Number 3, audit your environment. Look at every aspect of your environment. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, social media, news, entertainment, the physical spaces you occupy, the conversations you engage in. Number 4, now ask, is each of these pulling me toward my goals or away from them? Make intentional changes where needed. Your environment shapes your thinking more than you realize. Number 5, practice the 2-minute reset. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or unmotivated, try this 2-minute exercise I learned in boot camp. 30 seconds, close your eyes and take 5 deep breaths. 30 seconds, name 3 things you're grateful for right now. 30 seconds, remind yourself of your why. Who are you doing this for? 30 seconds, identify the smallest possible next step. Number 6, the simple reset has pulled me out of countless slumps and moments of doubt. Number 7, start before you're ready. Identify one action that moves you towards purpose and do it today. Not tomorrow, today. Maybe it's making that call, signing up for that class, reaching out to a mentor, or creating that first piece of content. The size doesn't matter, the direction does. For my single parents out there, I know time is your most precious resource. Start with just 15 minutes a day. Wake up 15 minutes earlier or use part of your lunch break. Small, consistent actions compound over time. For those coming home from incarceration, focus first on rebuilding your identity separate from your past. Surround yourself with evidence of who you're becoming, not who you were. For everyone starting over, remember that every expert was once a beginner. Give yourself permission to be imperfect as you learn and grow. Join our community. This journey is tough, but you don't have to walk it alone. Drop a comment below, sharing your purpose or what's blocking you from finding it. This community is real. I personally read every comment and respond to as many as I can. I also have a free resource for everyone. I've created a blueprint you can follow. Consider it my gift to you. Link will be in the description. Before I wrap this up, I need you to hear something. Your past prepared you for your purpose. Those struggles you faced, they gave you perspective that nobody else has. That unique viewpoint is exactly what someone else needs right now. You might feel lost today. I get it. I've been there. But keep taking those small steps forward. Keep surrounding yourself with the right people and environments. Keep serving others even when you don't have it all figured out. Your purpose is waiting for you to claim it. And when you do, when you align your daily actions with something bigger than yourself, that's when motivation stops being a struggle and starts being a natural outcome of the life you're building. If you found value in this, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We're building something real here. A community of hustlers who refuse to let their past define their future. This is Melvin from Hustle's Journey, and I believe in you even if you're not quite there yet. I'm out of here. Peace.